Hi everyone, my name's Megan, and we are back with another episode of Luxe and Love, a conversation of self-care for the culture. Okay, so as you guys know, I always love to bring people on who I absolutely adore and admire and truly want to have conversations of self-care that go beyond the spa room. So I'm here today with my dear friend Ashley.
Hi, Boo.
How are you?
Good.
Tell the people who you are.
Oh my gosh. I hate doing these intros, but
I love it. I'm just going to sit and stare.
Oh God. So, I am Ashley Michelle Miller. I'm the CEO and founder of the AMM Style Group, where we look, you got me all excited.
What? I'm just excited.
But I'm Ashley Michelle Miller. I am the CEO of the AMM Style Group and Emmy-nominated wardrobe stylist, personal brand expert. And so I'm very passionate about helping my melanated people be able to amplify their brands through style, through clothing. So that's what I do.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so we got to tell the people, how did we meet?
Girl,
do you remember?
It feels like years ago, but it was years ago, but it was like a whole new other life for you because this was your other business that you had going on. Yeah. When you were in Think Global, I had just moved from New York. I don't know if I ever told you this. So when I had decided in pandemic, I was living in New York for 8 years, doing styling and everything there. And then I decided I was going to move to Miami. And so I'm like, okay, how am I going to meet people? So I started Googling different things. And then your co-working space came up. And then I told myself, I was like, all right, I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to go by myself to your events. So you guys had events. And then that's when the first one, Jay Howard was there.
Yes!
And all of that. And so, I met you guys and you guys just y'all was grinding through that time, which was a crazy time. So to even be co-working and all that stuff.
I had a lot of fun during that time.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, I think life is more serious now.
Yeah, well, yeah, for so many reasons.
Life gets
it's crazy business right now. It's just even when I was coming here, on the way here, I was driving and I had on some music,
Yeah.
Had my little thugga on for a second. And then I was like, I need to I don't know. I need gospel. I need a podcast or something. So I had actually put on B. Simone's
oh, her podcast.
Yes. What?
Girl.
Let's try this again.
Yeah.
And they were talking about just everything in terms of faith and focus and really the guy who was on there was talking about how he started getting into meditation and prayer because it's just heavy. It's heavy. It was heavy then, but I think now it's we just seeing a whole bunch of other mess. And so
I think, and then you know what too is I shouldn't say it gets harder. We just grow and we mature.
Yeah.
And it's you don't want to make the same mistakes. You don't want to go through the same things. Because it's now you view time differently.
Yeah.
It's I don't have all this time anymore. I don't, so.
I do feel like I'm getting into that as I'm so I'm 37 now.
Yeah.
And so seeing my transition from when I moved, which was 30, girl, bad with math. What was
34?
Yeah.
Or 33, 34.
Yeah. Yes, 33 because I did skydiving on my 33rd
birthday
Jesus year. So, since I moved from there to now,
a whole new person. Yeah. But that's the beautiful thing. You evolve.
I know.
Grow. But I think through every evolution, it teaches us how important it is to take care of ourselves.
Yes.
That's what I'm realizing. You have to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Well, I've been in this thing now. I was talking to you about it earlier where I said this month is going to be me being in my childlike energy.
Yes.
And so what that looks like is doing anything from running in the hallway with my dog and racing him to going to the beach and even if it's building a sandcastle, whatever I want to do, painting, anything, because not only do I need it and for the energy of just what's happening in the world, but also I was feeling like my creativity was getting stifled. Yep. And even as for me to be a stylist and to style people and be creative in like trying to figure out their own personal style and listening to them and thinking outside the box, like I have to do those things to help me to be able to do my work. And when I started to realize that I was getting to a place where I was just kind of being a robot and it wasn't fulfilling me, then I knew, okay, you gotta start going back within because something ain't right, you know. And so and that's the whole thing. Even with I'm calling my this time right now like a rebrand. Yeah. And I'm excited about it because I have been what I feel like is in the behind the scenes so much in especially my career in the last like 10 plus years. And though people may see me like talk and do different things, I'm very like, all right, my clients are good, I'm good. The TV shows are good, mm-hmm. I'm good. And now I'm like, God has told me, no, like, you are your brand. Like, he literally tells me, like, I am my brand. And so that means I have to start talking. Mm-hmm. Hence this. Yes. I had to call my girl up.
I know. Listen, I felt honored that you even thought this was a platform good enough for you.
This is it's all about us uplifting, you know, and well,
you're big time on, like, those,
the
network shows. We're just waiting for someone to come knocking on our door.
God got it. Look, y'all see that logo? That logo rich back there, okay? That is rich, okay? They coming. But no, I'm really enjoying what this rebrand looks like, and what it looks like is going beyond the clothes. Yeah. It looks like doing more of empowering our people, because I just feel like, especially in this time where I feel that, you know, the talks of the DEI and the talks of this and it making it like it's a bad thing for us to be who we are. I just want to help all my, especially entrepreneurs and multi-passionate people like me, like give us the confidence in from within and showcase that without, so we can like build up our brands, build up ourselves, build up like all of that. And you know, for me, like style is the number one way for you to express your I am. It is. When you walk anywhere, before you open your mouth, people are looking at you. Yeah. And it don't even have to be in a bad thing of like they're judging you. Mm-hmm. It's just they're trying to figure you out. Like what
style? I mean, style says so much.
It really does.
And I can attest to that. You know, like I've always been such a girly girl. Like I love fashion. I love clothes. I had a shoe obsession. Like at one point, I had like 200 pairs of shoes.
Megan.
Which I still do. Like they're in boxes, but I'm more of a minimalist now because of, you know, I got smarter and realizing like, okay, you need to downgrade in order to, you know, reach certain levels. Yeah. But so yeah, in fact, I love it all. However, I've recently been like, you know what? When I go out now, I want to dress up. I want to do this. Like, and it's always been who I was, but I stopped doing a lot of that for a while.
Why do you think like you did though? Like, what made you like stop?
I think, well, a little bit of just because I decided to like downgrade my lifestyle to expand my business. And so that really forced me to have to get rid of things and like be okay with confined spaces, sharing spaces.
Yeah.
So, and then it was just this mentality of like every day I'm getting up and I'm going to work and I'm not really going, you know, doing things where I get dressed up. And like when I had Think Global, I would dress up almost every day.
Y'all was.
Yeah. But it was
with just the colors and the like fun. It was like amazing.
Yeah. And I love that. Yeah. I love that. And that's why I can't wait. And I even thought within this business, I was like, you know, because obviously I'm not going to wear my nice clothes and get oil stains. No, we're not doing that. Because even there's like really nice pieces that I have, but I'm like, I cannot wear that. And then you get hot and you have to be comfortable. So you always have to be in something that's you know, you're able to move in and feel comfortable. Yeah. But that's why this year I was like, oh my God, I just got to get the business to a point where I can literally wear suits, dresses, skirts.
But the thing is, you do a lot of activations and things like that too, so you get to show up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even the way you branded this, like, it has its own personality. Yeah. Like, because you had like different events and you're like, come in your earth tones and stuff. I realized how much earth tones I don't like. Even today when I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear something brown to pay homage, I'm like, girl, you barely got any brown.
I'm surprised you have barely.
Yeah, I know. I just, because I guess I just love like color and like things like that. But then I was like, we're coming in, we relaxing. So I did a reel one time about this, so they're probably gonna be like, girl, you got that on again. I sure do. But I say this to say what I love about like when you find your personality in your style and even how you've done it within Melanated, it's like you own it. So like for me, I will wear something over and over again until like I'm like, all right, I'm done with it. And this 2-piece set has like seen its days at the beach, it's seen its days out in the streets, in the club, it's seen its days now talking to you, because it's just comfortable. And, you know, it's just me and it's just a personality. And so I think even with you, whether it's your suits or it's your athleisure, you always come feeling like who you are. Yeah. You know, it aligns with you all the way together. So.
No, I appreciate that. And that's the thing, yeah, when I go to places, I am just like, and I try to tell the girls that used to work for me. Yeah. Because right now, your girl needs a little break.
I mean, the hiring is like, it's
Megan needs to take care of herself in order to take care of Melanated.
Praise God.
So I realized, like I always used to say, you have to understand what you can show up in, and speaks to your personality. Because like I can probably show up in like my little crop top and yoga pants. Yeah. But it looks very different than it would look on you. Yes. Because 100%. You carry it. Yep. So I think that was one of the things that was so challenging, because people see you like, well, you wore this. Well, I also own it. That's why we have a uniform here. So
the struggles of hiring people, like, girl, because I've been through my fair share of assistants and interns and all of that. It really, though, I will say, and you can tell me if you feel the same way, it puts it puts a mirror up to you, though, to a space of like, if you see them navigate a certain way, whether they start to get like for me, I'm too much like, I want to be sister girl. I want to be like Miss Inspiring and helping you. And I found that I had to really create this balance where like you're someone's boss. Yeah. And you cannot be this nice to everyone.
No,
and
you can't.
I'm so nice. And I'm just now learning that there has to be a boundary, because one, excuse my friends, but shit gotta get done. Yeah. And two, it's like, you just can't. You can't, because they won't respect you, and they won't like, and I'm not saying that my employees haven't respected me before, but I think they start to feel like I'm just the homie. No, I need this done. Yeah. And so that has been something that I've really been learning in like my entrepreneur, because it's like, I'm not going to be paying you to be playing with you. Right. Yeah. So that in itself is a whole thing when it comes to entrepreneur life and like just learning, because that you can be creative all day, but you're trying to create a business, and you are trying to change lives, and you're trying to make money, and you're trying, you know what I mean? And it's like, you have to learn how to be able to balance that.
Right. No, for sure. It is. It's challenging. And so with that being said, balancing that, so how's your love life?
Oh, no, she did, y'all. Yeah. How we get here? So how's your love life? Non-existent. Well, no.
It is existing, because you love yourself.
That's why I was about to say no. It is existing.
Jesus loves you. That's what I tell my little cousins. I was like,
all the time.
Your cousin Megan loves you, and Jesus loves you,
and that's all that matters. I know. So love life is great in the way that what I just explained to you. I want to love myself so much that I can do anything by myself. And I had to catch myself because I say this to like my friends and stuff. Like, technically, I have not had a boyfriend since 2014. We've had the situationships, we've had like the friends, we've had all that. But this is my man, I'm your girl, we go into like the holidays and all that stuff. I have not had that since 2014. I mean, granted, you know, when I went to New York and just started working, like it just took off, thank God, you know, because I was starting from having like my master's, working like for my family business, to like we're gonna start from the bottom, Drake style. So it's like I'm interning at 28 and being like, how am I gonna make money? So like God really like pushed that very quickly within the year. I was like working on these TV shows, I was styling all these things. It was amazing. I've done everything from like advertising to like I've worked on a Madonna style team before. Like I worked for ABC for a long time. And so, you know, it was great. And then when I came to Miami, he slowed me down, but I think I had to start to realize who I was, because I had for so long, I was Ashley Michelle Miller, the Emmy nominated wardrobe stylist, or before the Emmy, the wardrobe stylist, and that's it. And even now I'm trying to practice that. Like I am like I don't know if you know Rochelle. She's I think she calls herself the happy coach or something. But she told me one time we were on this yacht and we were about to go around and introduce ourselves. So it was a whole bunch of us like Black excellence type people. And I was like, girl, why am I nervous? Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, we know what we say, but and she was like, say something unexpected. Say something that's like different. Like, even if it's like, I'm Ashley Michelle Miller and I'm a creative. Or I'm Ashley Michelle Miller and I love the beach. Like, say something else first. We always start with our jobs or what we do. And sorry, I just went on a tangent. But anyway, so I say that to say how much you love yourself. Right. That, like, you literally, I'm in that mode now. But what I will say, because, you know, my heart is open. Good. I want love. I believe that God has that person for me. I've written notes to that person. I have prayed for him. Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry! But I have. Like, it's been like,
no, I love that, because it's like, oh, I just want
Thank you.
I'm trying to
girl.
No.
It's real though, but we have to. We have to. Girl, I have been on weekends, right? And it's like Friday night, and I'm like, babe, I hope that you was out there getting it. That's gonna make me cry. Cause I want him to. I hope you out there living. I don't know what little girl you talking to right now, but know she about to be done soon. Because you know he's real. I don't know where he is. Girl, now I'm about to cry. But God knows where he is. And he's coming. He's coming. He's coming for me. He's coming for you. He's coming for all of us. And it's like we just have to control what we can control. What I can control right now is I don't want to be a hot mess when he comes.
Oh my God.
And until recently, I'd have made hot mess decisions. Okay? So God is continuously working on me with that. But I know that I just get back up and I do the work again. Right. And I believe that he's coming. So whenever he comes, but in the meantime, I'm trying to live. Like, that's why I was telling you my move to Fort Lauderdale was part of my love for myself. It was time to move from Miami. And, you know, and I wanted to be by the beach, and he granted me opportunity for me to just walk there in the morning whenever I want to and do whatever. And those are the love language that I'm like building with myself, so that when my man comes, you know, baby girl's ready. I got a notebook with love letters for you, boo. I'm gonna give it to you on our wedding day. I promise.
Oh, I love that. I am such a hopeless romantic.
Me too. I watch so many like of the comedy romances.
I would literally be like, I don't like comedy romance.
I love the rom-com. Yeah, rom-com.
Yeah, like
I will watch them and then be busting out crying at the end. Like, why did I do this to myself? But I love it.
Wait, The Notebook is not considered rom-com, is it? Because it's
technically no, it's like drama comedy. Like
it's not drama comedy. It's not.
I mean drama funny. And drama, but they rom. But you're right, because I would consider that, but that's not really a comedy.
No, it is such a beautiful love story that literally I am like, where is my Noah?
He's coming, child. He better come, guys. Like, but I've been doing this for a while.
So, and then there was this one on Netflix that was, oh my god, I told Jason we'll be done at some
lies.
He knows I'm lies. On Netflix there was it was a black film. It was Jasmine's Diaries or something like that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, the album.
Well, you know whose album that I love is Issa Rae's Photograph. Listen to that album.
I don't know, no, girl. I'm too sensitive right now. I gotta be careful.
Listen to that album. That album is like serious.
Wow.
So wait, what? You not gonna tell me about your love life?
Oh my god, no, my love life is existing, and I am very much so being intentional about myself.
Okay.
And like just healing myself and wanting, just making sure that the next relationship that I get in, I am very much a healed person, and I'm not going to take anything with me that is negative.
That was so cute. That was so like the typical. But I liked it.
What do you mean? It was typical.
I mean, it's so the right answer.
No, I'm so serious.
But I will say this in this way. I'll say it in this way. We see a Megan, because probably people who watch this, like, we see a grind Megan. We see a Megan that is, like, out on her grind, doing, like, amazing things. And so, like, how did you even, you don't have to be, like, telling all your business in the air, but how did you even navigate? Because when you told me, girl, you couldn't have never. I would have, and this is the beauty of life, right?
Yeah.
We don't be knowing when people are really like going through stuff, because
that's why when I think like working in this business, and this is also why I wanted to do this, whatever podcast,
I don't know, series, whatever it's called.
Jason was like, I am so privileged and honored that my clients feel so safe in this space where they can just talk to me.
Yeah.
It's just, they love it. And like, even when I bring on like a guest and they're just like, this is nice.
No, it's cute.
And, whatever it is that someone is going through, I'm deflecting now.
Yeah, you are, but I'm gonna like circle back, so I don't know what she.
Hey, at least I was aware.
I'm gonna circle back.
But I would say, what was the question?
How are you handling, or how did you? Because maybe you have, because you said you're like in the healing process. But when we've seen you, we just see you out doing. Yeah. And it's like what we're,
Okay, so how do I go out and do? Although I'm going through.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Good question. For me, I think this year, and particularly with everything that I went through last year with being attacked,
did not know this.
Yeah, so no one knew.
Like,
a lot of people didn't know.
Are we gonna talk about it, or are we gonna?
Yeah, so my ex-boyfriend, his baby mama, attacked me out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Came completely like off guard, out of sight. Didn't know it was I was leaving my car. It was actually after April 21st, after the North Miami opening. It was like 11:45 p.m. at night. I was getting out of my car, had all my stuff. I was actually on the phone with my friend Joy, and I see this car coming full speed, headlights on, jumps out, immediately starts attacking me. My stuff, I have like this puppy in my hand, bottles of wine, flowers, all of this. And yeah, I tried to like literally stomp my face out. And yeah, it was literally a very scary moment.
Yeah.
And then what saved my life, because she tried to run me over, was this white lady that was across the street. She was walking her dog and like had this like vicious scream
Yeah.
That like got her to stop. Yeah. To speed off. And so get in her car and like go. But yeah, so X told me to handle everything on my own.
No.
Yeah, he said keep him out of it. And I was like, okay. So it was just a lot. Yeah. And, you know, and again, like, Ashley, and I didn't share that with a lot of people. I was very embarrassed. I didn't share it with my best friends, like, that I've known for years.
Right.
Because to your point, everyone does see me out, smiling, working, hustling, and I have a business where I'm pouring into these women, and like I do know I am inspirational for some of these women. I'm like, I can't stop what I'm doing because of this thing that happened. But it was devastating. It was horrible. Yeah, it was horrible. You know, I had to go press charges with the state. Like, the state is not always, it's not always easy for a victim. It can be very challenging. But yeah, I couldn't tell my dad. I remember calling my sister, and when I called my sister, she like immediately started crying. And yeah.
Well, just big ups to you even now saying that, because, you know, like you said, we hold space, especially for us, and I'm happy that you have these conversations with and that are open and honest. But especially as us entrepreneurs, as us face of our businesses, as us, like you said,
you're like embarrassed, and ashamed. Yeah. Like, I mean, thank God that like I have my friend Joy, I have my cousins, I have my uncle, and my father. Like, now I'm gonna cry about it.
No, but it's okay.
Because they were so supportive.
Yeah.
And like, people do not, you know, you go through these things as like a business owner.
Yep.
And you're just like embarrassed because you're building a brand that is, you know, it's a place where people need to come and be happy. Yeah. So I had to put on my big girl panties, and like, I had to show up happy for my clients. Yeah. I couldn't let them know what I was going through, because a lot of times, especially at the beginning of it, it was hard. Like, I would I was canceling a lot of appointments because I wasn't strong enough to like stop crying. I had to like literally I would stay in here, and I would just get on my knees, and I would just cry until I can get myself up again and be like, girl, you gotta push through, you gotta push through, you gotta push through. And I think my biggest mistake of what I should have done, I shouldn't have felt embarrassed to tell my closest friends and family, because I know that they wouldn't judge me. Yeah. I mean, they knew him. They knew. Yeah. Yeah, and they loved him.
But it's not a mistake. Like I was.
But I was just so embarrassed.
Yeah, but we only know what we know, and we only can navigate in the spaces in which we're in right then and there, right? And for you, which would have been the same for me, girl, I ain't gonna lie, as transparent as I am, there's certain things that before I came here today, I was in this state where I just had to take a nap, and I'm like, actually, you have to do this for your business. You have to. I'm like, and I was beating myself up about it, and I'm like, how are you gonna be a business owner? You out here sleeping in the middle of the day. No, we have to take care of ourselves. And so I do, because we've talked about this, so I know you're giving yourself grace now. And know that even with this, girl, the people, they need to hear these things, because
no, girl, for the longest, and even when I remember when I found, I was like, I gotta get back into church, because this is the only thing that's gonna pull me out of this dark place. Yeah. And I went to a women's luncheon, and I sat next to these two girls, and they invited me to their church, and little did they know I had just stopped crying. Like, I had just come from crying. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going. So that was a Saturday. Sunday, I went to the church. Nice. And I stayed in that church from like 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I didn't even bring my phone with me. Woo! And I just kept going to that church. I kept going. I'm not going to that church anymore. Yeah. But when I tell you, if it was not for those two girls telling me about that church, like, it was just, I needed that to build strength up to keep moving.
Yeah.
Like I had like there was no conversation that I could have with a human that I felt strong enough to have with any human until I felt strong enough within myself to forgive myself for allowing myself to be in something like that. And because I don't want to say he listen, we all have our flaws, and I just know for me that I felt like I made a big mistake.
You may feel like you've made a big mistake, but I'm telling you, girl, and it's just like I'm very hard on myself.
Yeah.
And one thing I am trying to do now is all of these stories help us, one, get closer to God. Yeah. He just wants us to
get close to him. That's it. And I
it might be a push. You know what I mean?
Because when I tell you, I don't thirst for anything other than melanated and getting to church. Like I joined a discipleship.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to end. Yeah. Because I was just like, every Tuesday I would look forward to it. But now, I have to do it on my own too.
Yeah.
But it's just so good to have that community and like hear other people's stories. And not only that, it's like for me, I don't know if you can relate, but when you deal with so many people on a daily basis, sometimes you don't have the strength for yourself. And like yes. So
story of my life.
Days I can't even get the words out of how I'm feeling. I'm just like I just know I need to be in the house of the Lord, and
we pour so much into others because it's of purpose, right? And it's of what God is telling us to do, but we have to replenish. Yeah. So it's like we have to seek him. We have to do those things. And it's so much easier said than done. Like I was going through a moment just this beginning of this year where I was like, I had stopped going to church for a minute and I was like still doing my, sermons and things like that. But I finally was like, we got to go back, Ashley, because I know you what was encompassing me was the change, moving, doing all of this stuff. And I was like second guessing so many things. And I'm like, God, you told me to do this, but I'm not sure. And so I finally got back into it. And I was like, it's not, but it's combination. So we need the community. We need the intimate time with him by ourselves. So it's not even like you need to do it on your own too. That's part of it, but when those girls brought you to that was part of it too, And
I needed that because I think a lot of people don't and I don't want anyone to ever have to realize the process of the courts. Yeah. That's not fun.
No.
That is a lot of anxiety. Yeah. It's just there's so many things, and he was not there, not one single step of the way, and that's okay. I'm not. I'm not upset.
It's part of the journey.
Part of the journey. It's part of the journey. And like
it sucks, but it's part of the journey. Like even to go back to how we both even kind of started our businesses. To see this beautiful, and I keep pointing at this because I feel like it's illuminating, like God behind us, like literally. But you wouldn't have got here if you weren't having the struggles with your face. That whether you were embarrassed, whether you were whatever, that was making you so uncomfortable. He made you so uncomfortable. Like it gives me chills.
Yeah.
For you to birth melanated. Like with me, he took me out. I say this story a lot. Like when people ask me how did I get into style, I say it's not it wasn't wardrobe therapy or like how they say you go shopping and like clothing therapy. I was like, I literally went to physical therapy. Like I was in a space of graduating and didn't know who I was and did not want to live anymore, and I couldn't get myself up to go to work. And
why was that?
Because I just was in a space where I just thought I figured it out after college. I was like, this is easy. I'm gonna go work for the family business. I'm gonna be Gucci. And he navigated a different way. I ended up working with my aunt, became a mental health targeted case manager. So I was doing that for a while and helping people. And then I was going to therapy, and she asked me what were my hobbies. And from learning that styling was part of a hobby, we talked about what a career was. And so then I decided to take that leap of faith and move to New York. I would have never, I didn't even think this was going to be like my life. Like, I just told her I liked reading fashion magazines.
Yeah.
And then fast forward. And then it's like, now where I'm at in the whole thing, I'm thinking it was just the styling part. And now fast forward, the way I am so passionate about y'all, I will fight for my clients. Like, y'all think
I get clothes. It. Yeah.
Clothes.
It's deeper, girl.
When they have to be, tell me, when they have to be on set or go speak or something, I'm like, how do you want to feel and how do you want to look? I don't know, Ashley. No. Because you have to be in your gift. Mm-hmm. And I know what it looks like when you just throw on something because it's trendy or you trying to be like someone else and then you up there like pretending. I need you to be able to do what God's told you to do. Mm-hmm. So it don't matter if the shirt comes from Target. Mm-hmm. It don't matter. Well,
wait, no, it doesn't.
I mean, it doesn't. Yes, you're right. This actually did come from Target.
Oh, right. I forgot.
But okay, whatever. I digress. Sorry. Don't hit us over the head. But
this came from Target later.
Yeah. But still, it's that much passion because it's how I found myself.
Yeah.
This journey was how I found myself. So when I was in all those panic attacks and when I didn't want to live anymore and when I was like trying to search for myself, he brought me to people to help them that then encouraged me, that now makes me want to encourage people more again. And so it's all part of this. So even homegirl who lost her mind when she came for you, lost her mind because she's going through something herself.
Right.
Because if you coming after somebody else, you coming after somebody else because you've lost you.
Yeah, of course. And I even said that. I was like, I don't even hate her.
Because
I want her to
heal, my girl.
I don't. Heal. But obviously, I don't ever want to be around that.
No.
But I don't hate her. I want her to be the best mom. Whatever,
yes.
All of that. But I mean, after all, I didn't even strike her. I was protecting myself.
Girl.
So,
but praise God for you to even be in a space now. I know it took a long time.
Yeah.
Or it took a while to be in a space to talk about it because somebody else needs to hear that.
Yeah.
And it also makes this even so much more beautiful.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it, but it does. It does.
I was just like, it was funny because when you came in, I'm not gonna lie, I was like kind of sad about grief. It's
you're good, then you're not, then you're good, then something happens, and you're triggered.
You are grief is interesting. It's like you're good, and then it paralyzes you one day, and then you get up the next day and you go through it, and then it's just like.
Yeah.
So you never know. But I think what I've learned through my process is that I need to stay true to myself. Yeah. I need to stay true to this journey. I need to remain obedient in this process of healing because, even the days where we feel like, oh my God, I can conquer the world. I can go out and date.
I know.
And then boom. It's you, and you realize no.
The ghetto.
Slow down and lean on those relationships of your friends and family that are solid.
Yeah.
Until you truly heal.
Yeah.
And take every relationship that may interest you slow.
Yeah. And I think it's the evolution of it. I'm learning too that we're never gonna be all the way healed.
I think
you always are going through, but like you had said before, therapy, like I'm an advocate, like your girl stays 10 toes down. I will tell anybody to go to therapy because it really shows you certain things and it's not the person telling you.
And read your Bible.
Yes, read your Bible.
I'm telling you, like if it's not for the word of God, like girl, therapy is great, but that Bible is even better.
100%.
Like, I cannot tell, like,
And I will say, even for this year.
Oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to listen. Oh, when I go to church, I take notes on my notes app so I can send to people. But some days I'm like shy to send it because I'm like, I don't want people to think that I'm this like crazy person. But I'm like, I gotta share this because because me being shy about like what I'm going through and not being transparent about. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, if you only knew what the girl was going through.
But no, that's today, the part of it that we have to. Like, you have to.
You could just.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm talking about God too much on my social, and I ain't talking about style. Girl, well, God is. He's the way I can even post this right now. Like, you know what I mean? And it doesn't make us, and I'm still human. Child, y'all might see me out. If you see me get my Prosecco on, that's okay. They drink red wine. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not perfect, but I think the more that we make it regular and normal to show being normal, yes, we all are trying to be better in some ways and wish that we can be better. But I think especially in this day and age, being like this, where we're just as vulnerable and just as honest, we can still have businesses, we can still love God, and we can still be going through a situationship, we can still be going through something that is so tragic that happened to her, but we're going to get back up. We're going to love God and we're going to keep going because he never said it was going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Yeah. And you could have never told me I was going to live this life when I have continuously followed him. Every time he tells me to do something, I'm like, how about to break down? Yeah. But I follow and I've watched him do amazing things in my life and people around me. Like, I love when he does those things. Like, you can't blame this on nobody else but God. Like, God did that. You can't tell me the coincidences and the reasons why. I can't make this up. And so I'm always just so grateful and invite those things in because I know that I'm in alignment with him. And he knows I'm not perfect. But I'm telling you this and still be at the house like, you woke up too late. Why you messing with that man? You can't. Okay, stop messing with the guy who's not gonna bring. But we're getting there. You know what I mean? Yes. And so, like, I say that for others too. Like, do not beat yourself up. Now, do better. We gotta do better. And for sure. But don't beat yourself up. No, you're right. I didn't mean to. It's like when you're ready to. Yeah, because when you wasn't ready. Yeah, I wasn't ready. Yeah. But then I became ready. Because you ain't had no choice. Because he said, we're done. He was like, you're done, girl. You're done. God was like, you're done. So. And even when you think you're not done, you're done. Okay? It takes us a minute. It takes me a minute. And I'm going to remind you, every time you think you're not done, you're done. So, stop. I'm done. I'm done now. We are done now. Remember, the love letters is ready, boo. Wherever you at, I love that. I love it. So wait, I have a cute story. And this is what I love too about Melanated is I get to hear really beautiful stories, and then stories where I gotta like pick my clients up. Whatever. Yeah. But and it's an interesting dichotomy because when I'm going through it, I'm like, how did I just get the strength to inspire that lady? But that's nothing but God. No, that's God. And so that's also how I know I'm in my purpose because when he brought me the most pain that I ever endured, I remember that week in particular, like I had a client here, she was a new client, she was from Tampa, and her dude like set up everything for her. Yeah. And I let her know when she walked in there were flowers on the bed, and I was like, listen, this is all his doing. Like, we did not suggest anything to him. So she ends up telling me her story. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing that you found this man, and within a year's time, she's moving from Tampa to here. What? But he has been very intentional to the point where it's just like she knows. Intentional. 37, 38. Okay, well, maybe I'm next. And so she was like, she was in her darkest moment. She was in her darkest relationship and like healing from that from a narcissist. And she, she wrote down everything, and she told me a story like when she recorded him coming out of her. I love this. Okay, she recorded him coming out of her room reading
her what do you call it? Her list of what she wanted in a man, and he checked off every box.
I'm telling you, the list when you write it down and make it plain.
And so so her story to me was just like, stay faithful and like your process. And write down your list and just keep prayer over.
I mean, it goes through everything in our lives. You remember when you first started this?
Right.
All this stuff you write down. I have notebooks. And sometimes I think that I'm like so off, like what I'm saying I want for my business, because it's so much more now than just like being a stylist.
Yeah,
and so like I'm like, but then when I go back to those notebooks, like I'm like, okay, you're not crazy. Like, no. I mean, but I feel like I'm like all over the place, but I'm really not, because I keep writing year after year. I'm writing the same thing over and over again. I might be just like fine tuning it or whatever. And that's why this year I told myself, we're done. You have been saying a lot of these different things, from like empowerment speaking, like a whole lifestyle brand, like all these different things that you want to do. Mm-hmm. And you just be like hiding behind what people know you as. And so it's about to get really good.
I love that. Yeah. And speaking of hiding behind what people know you as, what is this book? Yes. I love that you did this. A daily style journal. 30 days to discovering your I am.
Yes. So I created this because honestly, I felt so bad every time someone would be like, I want to work with you. And then they'd be like, oh, girl, you a coin. I am, and so, I can't necessarily, because that has something tied to us, right? All the work we've done, all the things we've done. So there's a reason why I'm priced the way I am, but I still want to help people, because for me, style is like self-care, like from putting on a shirt to putting on jewelry. Like I love my accessories, like all of these things make me so happy, but they make me. And people don't understand, you're supposed to evolve. Like when we have these jokes where we're like, girl, back in the day when I used to wear, that's amazing. Yes. Like, girl, I was wearing the Kanye 2 double shirts with the bands on. With the bauble, every single color jewelry, like you could have told me nothing.
I love what you say right here, where it says, when done authentically, your personal style can create the energetic vibes needed to help you continuously live the life you want to live.
Yeah.
And that is so true. Like style, it changes everything.
It changes everything. The way you walk out, and I don't even walk out, because now, people working from home and stuff, I tell them, do not underestimate what you get up and get dressed in.
Absolutely.
Make sure them sweats is feeling great. They might be a bomb color that brightens your day. Like, don't underestimate it. So I created this with, my people in mind, but really especially my entrepreneurs and my multi-passionate people, because I think that we have so much going on sometimes that we do not know how to take care of ourselves. And this is part of that. And, we're showing up in spaces where we're doing, podcasts and things like this. We're going to events like you're always doing. We're being the brand of our business, and we don't even know what that identity looks like for us. So then that means you're going out and you're uncomfortable. You don't know how to do, you're so fixated on, how you look that you can't even operate in your zone of genius. And so this is a combination of, we have affirmations every single day. So in 30 days, you'll be able to wake up, do an affirmation, get an idea of what you want to wear, write it down, and then you reflect at the end of the day, because you'll be so surprised when you actually are like, F it, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear.
Right.
The amount of compliments that you get, or the amount of, oh, you just glowing, and you don't even. So when you reflect, and now you've had it written down, it's gonna help you start to really bring forth what your identity is and what your style is, because you're gonna go back to that. And journaling has been something that's like, I don't want to say it's a love-hate relationship, but it's like, I'll be on it and then I'll stop.
Yeah.
But when I'm on it, I love it. So I'm like, we got to get the people involved. So you'll have that. You can have a to-do shopping list in there. So if you in the closet and you're like, I need a new red belt.
And today what you wore.
What
do you like about your look? I love that. Was there anything you didn't like, and why?
Yeah. And so for me, it's just like, I don't want people to look at it as just a way of figuring out your style. It's really tapping into who you are. Yeah. Because one of the bigger things that I go
Let it all go.
Let it all go. You have to.
So take the time to meditate, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. What feelings are coming up? That's important.
Yeah.
Write down any thoughts you were having about getting dressed or accomplishing your day.
Yeah. And so that happens when you're stressed.
That's another thing. Yes. When you are stressed and you are feeling defeated, putting on clothes is a struggle. Mm-hmm. You will just be like, anything that is just easy to put your leg through.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anything that is not a fight to put over your head.
Exactly.
Yes, those things matter.
So I want people to feel good and like, and just use it as something as your safe space. I call it a safe space because I just want people to write in it, let go of whatever those different things are, but also like learn more about them. You might realize that you was really rocking like the newest whatever and you didn't even know because now you're trying it because you're wanting to discover your I am. So
I love that. Okay, so last thing we're going to ask is what do you do for yourself for self-care?
Ooh! Currently, self-care looks like me being intentional about affirmations in the shower in the morning. The morning is the hardest part for me, I think, because we're conditioned, even though we've been in business for ourselves and stuff, I still am conditioned that I need to be waking up at a certain hour of the day and I need to have done X, Y, and Z, worked out and did all these things before a certain hour. And so, sometimes that's not happening. And then I find that by the time I get to the shower, I've already beat myself up so much. Mm-hmm. And so right now I'm being very intentional about like,
talking kindly to yourself.
Very much. Yeah. Because I find...
You know what you should do, or try doing is, first thing in the morning when you turn over, put a prayer on. Like, YouTube has really good prayer channels.
Okay.
Yeah, and just let it run.
Yeah.
Because subconsciously, that's like getting in your mind throughout the day.
No, I am really big about affirmations and like positive talking. And when I find myself, because we go through time. So when I find myself like kind of diverting, I'm like, nope, we got to come back because this is the part that the mind is... It's a powerful thing.
Yep, you gotta take care of it.
So I'm excited for my journey. I'm excited for your journey.
I know,
because we let go, released. Yeah. What did they say? I can't remember what.
I don't know.
Relate. Okay, I can't remember. It's a different world. But yeah, I'm excited where we're gonna go, and I thank you so much for having me. This was actually therapeutic for myself.
Thank you for being here. This is what it's about. Yeah. Like I love that this 120 square foot room could mean so much to people.
It really is.
And I just, whatever this morphs into is what it will be. It will. But only God knows. So we'll keep it going.
We'll let him touch it.
So anyway, thank you so much, Ashley, for being
I appreciate
here.
You.
You could be anywhere else in the world, but you chose to spend an hour and 30 minutes with me.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And for those of you that are tuning in, make sure you subscribe, like, share, tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to watch this. And do not forget, get her book. Where can we find the book?
Oh, yes, Amazon. It's on there. And I'll put the link also. It's actually in my Instagram and on my website. So Ashley Michelle Miller everywhere. You can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, website, ashleymichelle.miller.com. So...
Right, and don't forget that, self-care is not only about spa services, but it's also about how you choose to treat yourself daily.
Yes.